What's up, guys? CMGreeninja here, and this is my review of NXT Takeover Respect. And I'll tell you right now, this was a very good pay-per-view. At the end of this video, I will give my rating, which it's 1 out of 5 stars. So stay tuned for that. So let's get into this pay-per-view-ish show for NXT that's exclusively on the WWE Network for only $9.99. Cheap plug. Anyway, so the first match, you can imagine, is one of 3 tag team matches that are on the night. This is for the NXT Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic tournament. Now, the winner doesn't really get anything other than a trophy, doesn't win the tag team titles or anything like that, but this is for Dusty Rhodes. That's all that it is for. Anyway, so the first match on the card is Finn Balor and Samoa Joe versus Dash and Dawson. Now this match, you had some good opponents for Finn Balor and Samoa Joe. Dash and Dawson actually beat in this tournament in a house show the NXT Tag Team Champions. So that's a big deal. Don't sell them short. And they did pretty well in this match. It was not a bad match. It was actually a pretty good match. And if I had to give it a rating out of 5, I'd give it a 4. Because that's how good it was. It was a good match. To start off the show, it was a good match. And the winners, of course, Finn Balor, the NXT champion, and Samoa Joe, as I predicted in my predictions video. So, I'm 1-0 on the night for NXT Takeover Respect. Next match was the other semi-final match in this Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, and that was Rhino and Baron Corbin versus Chad Gable and Jason Jordan. Now, this match, to me, built a tag team. And I'm not talking about Rhino and Baron Corbin. No, I'm talking about Chad Gable and Jason Jordan. They have the fans behind them right now. Listening to that NXT crowd, they were firmly behind those 2 guys. And I'm telling you right now, they, in my opinion, will be a future, mark my words, a future tag team champions. NXT, WWE, it does not matter. They will be a future tag team champs, in my opinion. That's how good they are. And this match, I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5. And the reason behind that is I'll tell you later on in the night. Now, the thing is, this match was good, but the winners and going on to the finals to face Samoa Joe and Finn Balor later in the night would be Baron Corbin and Rhino. So that makes me 2-0 on my record tonight for NXT Takeover Respect. Moving on, we're going to go to the next match, and it's another Divas match that they're having on the show, which is the new international sensation, Asuka versus Dana Brooke in a Divas match. Just a regular singles Divas match. Dana Brooke had Emma on her side, ringside, for her, but that didn't really help because Dana Brooke lost by submission to a modified chicken wing kind of submission maneuver. I don't know what the name it is, so I can't tell you, but she lost by submission. She tapped out. So you have Asuka winning, which I predicted, and let me give this match, I'm going to give this match a 3.5 out of 5 because I really didn't get to see too much. Asuka, she impressed me with all her ability, her wrestling ability. Dana Brooke, these people need more tuning in the ring, in my opinion, but they'll get there. And I have no problem with that. But that's for now. So 3.5 out of 5 in my opinion this match was. And like I said, Asuka won. That made me 3-0 on the night so far in my predictions. So next, we're going to move on. But before I do that, I do want to say there was a trailer for Nia Jax. I did, in my predictions portion, say, when is she coming? Well, we now know when she's coming. She's coming next week on NXT. And I'm definitely going to tune in to see that. So then, after that, the next match on the card is Apollo Crews versus Tyler Breeze. This match, once again, 3 out of 5. Or 3.5 out of 5. And just in my opinion, I don't think this match was the best match on the card, but it wasn't the worst. I mean, it was like, it was okay. It was alright. It was fine. All I gotta say is Tyler Breeze loses again at a big NXT pay-per-view-ish show. Takeover. Another takeover lost for Tyler Breeze. His in-ring work is freaking awesome. I like his in-ring work. I just don't like his gimmick. I think his gimmick is bad. And second, he's been in NXT pretty much since the beginning of NXT. And he's the only guy out of like the big, I mean, other than Sami Zayn, I'd probably say, that's been in NXT and hasn't gone on to the main show. So I really don't know what else to say, but they gotta do something with Tyler Breeze because they need to push him. But anyway, going back to the match, of course, Apollo Crews won, so that makes me 4-0 on the night. So I was really happy because now that just means that even if I get the next 2 wrong, which is not likely, I'll be over 500 no matter whatever happens tonight. So let's move on to the NXT Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Final with Samoa Joe and Finn Balor versus Rhino and Baron Corbin. And this match, I will say, was a good match. It was very good. They played Finn Balor's knee injury really well. They did, a good spot, a couple of good spots. I had no problem with this match. This match, I'd probably give it a 4 out of 5. In my opinion, 4 out of 5. It was okay. It wasn't great, but it was good. It was good. It was a good match. It wasn't a great match, but it was a good match. And this was the only blemish on my record. Spoilers, sorry, but the only blemish on my record because I said Rhino and Baron Corbin would win this tournament, this whole entire tournament, and I was wrong. And the winner of this match was Finn Balor and Samoa Joe. And then after the match, they had the trophy in the ring, and not only that, but you had the whole Rhodes family. You had Cody Rhodes and his brother, Goldust, in there. So I was really happy to see that. That was very, very well done. I expected them to do something like that. I didn't know that they would do it, but that was very good for them. And in my opinion, the better team won, and the better team deserved to win. Finn Balor and Samoa Joe, congratulations. I don't know if you get a tag team title match in the future. That would be nice if they do that. But I also think that Samoa Joe at some point has to face Finn Balor for that NXT Championship. In my opinion, that's just something that has to happen in the near future. Especially if Finn Balor is going to go to the main show and Samoa Joe for that matter. Anyway, so let's move on to the main event. Congratulations to the women's division in NXT. You guys deserve this main event match, last match of the night. And not only that, but it wasn't just a regular old match. No. It is a 30-minute Iron Woman's match. And that, in my opinion, is going to be awesome. Now, don't get me wrong, like I said in my predictions portions video, I've seen Iron Man matches before, but most of the time they were an hour long, not half an hour. But I understand, NXT is not as big as the main show, and they couldn't do an hour match like that and not have the other matches on the card. So that makes sense. I understand completely. But whatever, let's move on. So the match, it was nice. Don't get me wrong, it was a good match, great match. In my opinion, this is tied for match of the night, like I said previously, and I gave the score of a 4.5 to one of the semi-final tag team matches in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic tournament. And in my opinion, this match was a 4 out of 5 as well. Now the reason I give this match a 4 out of 5 is because I didn't like the ending of the match. That was my only complaint about the match. As a whole, the match was good and great, but the ending, in my opinion, could have went better. That was my only issue with the match, and I'll go over that right now. So the first pinfall was by Sasha Banks. She got Bayley. She beat Bayley 1, 2, 3 for a pin. So right now Bayley's behind in this match, down 1-0 in this 30-minute Iron Man match. Next, Bayley comes back. I believe does the Bayley to belly on Sasha Banks and gets the pinfall, making the match 1-1. But this is where it gets interesting. Now Bayley is on the outside and Sasha Banks throws her right into the Tykatron, and Bayley gets counted out. So now Sasha Banks is up 2-1 with, I forget how much time was left, but the match was not over. It was like 15 minutes maybe left. And then meanwhile, when Bayley was trying to come back, Sasha Banks was messing with the fans, making fun of Bayley. She actually was scaring one of the fans in the stands that's a big Bayley fan, like her biggest fan. That's usually at all the shows for Bayley. So that was going like, come on. I knew this was gonna happen. It's Sasha Banks, she's the heel, she has to do this, blah 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 blah. But it was good. It had to be done. That's what it needed to be done. Anyway, so next you have Bayley get Sasha Banks in a small package and pin her to make it 2-2. Now this is where it gets interesting. You got maybe about 30 seconds left in the match, and they're tied 2-2. And then Bayley gets Sasha in a submission where grabs both of her hands and puts it to the back of her. So she has no choice but to say the words "I quit" or something like that, because you can't see her tap it. And this is where I didn't get it, because first of all, while Bayley is holding her in that submission, she's kicking her face. So you can't really see what Sasha Banks is saying. She could be saying "I quit," but the ref rings the bell and it's like, oh, she said "I quit." I go like, I didn't see her say it. All I saw was Bayley kicking her in the face and holding the submission. That's it. That's really all I saw. And that was the reasoning behind me giving it a 4.5 out of 5. In my opinion. That's in my opinion. Now, of course, Bayley wins, so that made me 5-1 on the night in my predictions. And I was like, that's nearly perfect. And you gotta respect that. Pun intended. Anyway, so yeah. And then at the end of that, the respect, well deserved. You had Bayley in the ring, and she got some flowers from Triple H, and Sasha Banks at the apron with all the NXT locker room standing there and giving her flowers and clapping their hands because they deserved it. They earned that spot, and that is respect, and they deserve it. And like I said in my predictions portions, every single person in that NXT locker room deserves your respect. And that is a great end to the NXT Takeover Respect. Anyway, you guys, this is CMGreeninja. Scald the hell out of that like button. And I'll see you next time. Peace out.